What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. And just in case, if you didn't find out yet, Kathy Hochul defeated Lee Zeldin for the New York governor's race. As you see on the screen, it's only 89% reporting right now, but she have a 300,000 vote lead. So it looks like she is the next governor of New York State. And I want to discuss with you guys what a Kathy Hochul governorship would look like in New York. But first, I would like to talk about Lee Zeldin. I never thought that Lee Zeldin had a chance. I never endorsed him. Um, Kathy Hochul, I never endorsed her. I think that she's horrible for New York also. But Lee Zeldin, he didn't have a platform to run on. You know, saying that he's going to fire, brag, and be tough on crime, that's not really a platform. And then for me, as a black man, when I hear someone say being tough on crime, I think of mass incarceration. I think of innocent black folks being sent up to jail. And that message did not resonate good with me. And with me being a transit worker, Lee Zeldin never outlined the plan for New York City Transit or the MTA as a whole. Also, the mandates, that wasn't a platform. Playing on people's heartstrings and saying that I'm going to get people their jobs back, that was not a platform, right? Because the numbers show that more people took the vaccine than not to keep their jobs. There was only a handful of people who didn't get the vaccine and lost their jobs, right? But I didn't feel that that was a big enough platform to run on. I didn't feel like Lee Zeldin had a platform. I don't feel that Kathy Hochul had a platform either, but she was a part of the Democrat machine. They stick together. I believe a lot of people left, a lot of Republicans left New York when the mandates happened and went down to Florida. I think that more is going to leave now, being that Kathy Hochul is now the governor. And what bugged me out about this whole thing, people act like, Kathy Hochul is new. No, no, she was Cuomo's shadow since 2010, 2011, whenever they started um, their governorship of New York. She was the lieutenant governor. She was in Cuomo's shadow, right? And Kathy Hochul, she is a flip-flopper, right? So for an example, at one time, Kathy Hochul was against illegal immigrants or immigrants getting a driver's license. She doesn't have that same tone today because they got to play this game that they are for everyone. Before she wanted to be governor or lieutenant governor, or while she was lieutenant governor, I believe, she didn't see herself in a position of being governor, so she had a different type of stance. Then as soon as they find a footing politically, they want to start acting like that they care for everybody, right? This is the game that a lot of politicians play, right? Kathy Hochul does not care about crime. I think that we're going to have to change her name to Kathy Crime Wave Hochul because I don't think that she have an answer to address crime in the subways. She addressed putting more police on the platforms when she seen polls that she may be down in Lee Zeldin. But where was these police officers at after the 36th Street terrorist shooting in Brooklyn? There wasn't no omnipresence of police on the subway platforms, right? This only happened when she was being politically affected. She decided to put more police on the platform. And then, we have labor unions backing Kathy Hochul. And once again, backing Kathy Hochul is like backing Cuomo. No unions thrived up under Cuomo. Cuomo kept his foot on people's necks, on unions' necks. He did. So when I see something like this from my union, they said they called it 5 days ago. All right. You called it 5 days ago, right? This is the same act that a lot of these unions do, but I'm only going to use my union, right? So they got this whole thing wrong and twisted. Why would a union be worried about political clout? Like, clout is something that, when I think of clout, I think of clout chasing. When I think of clout, I think of someone who needs attention, who does things for attention, like they think that they have clout. It don't matter who is in office. A labor union should want to fight. See, they didn't want to take on that Zeldin fight, right? Now, like I said, I was not a fan of Zeldin, but I do believe that New York need a wake-up call, and I think that wake-up call would have been Lee Zeldin. I think it would have been Zeldin, right? Because everything in New York right now is go along, get along. We seen it with the mandates. We see it with this bail reform. We see it with almost everything. There's everything is go along, get along. From all the way from the state all the way to New York City. Everything is go along, get along. But for a union to talk about political clout, I think it's embarrassing, right? Now, I know you, I know people probably is not going to recognize Kathy Hochul, but this is actually Hochul right here, guys. This is her, without all the Botox. She been in the game for a minute. Look at her. Look at her. I know it's hard to recognize her, but that's her without the Botox to the right of the screen. She's been around a part of Cuomo camp for a minute. And like talking about my union, here we go again. This is 2014. Cuomo, Hochul. Hochul been around. She's been rubber stamping everything that Cuomo has done. Everything. Right? So getting 4 years of Hochul is going to be sort of like getting 4 years of Cuomo, but I think that she's not as good as Cuomo. And you guys know I was very critical of Cuomo, right? So when I look at Kathy Hochul, right? So she fixed Tier 6 a little bit. She took the vestment age from the vesting time from 10 to 5 years. It cost her nothing. It was something that she did in order to get votes from unions, right? Sleight of hand trick, political sleight of hand trick. But let's not forget, it was Kathy Hochul and Cuomo who gave us Tier 6, in which our labor union tried to sell it as it's worth its weight in gold to put on the members to make us think that it wasn't that bad. Tier 6 is one of the worst pensions to have. Matter of fact, it is the worst pension to have in Tier 6. Let's not forget that the Kathy Hochul, Andrew Cuomo vetoed Tier 6, right? Let's not forget that the Kathy Hochul Cuomo called for hazard pay for workers from the federal government, and then as soon as Joe Biden, their party ally, Democratic Party ally, got in, those calls went silent, totally silent. But I'm gonna say this about Kathy Hochul in New York. I think that we are in serious trouble. Um, she's going to be the new leader of the go along, get along gang. She's not going to do anything tangible for unions, specifically speaking, my weak union, TWU Local 100. And we're just in trouble. We're just in trouble. This state is going to be in trouble. I don't think that a Republican will ever have a chance in New York again, because I believe a lot of their votes is going to be leaving New York these next 4 years. People worried about crime, people worrying about a lot of things. And New York has went downhill these past 2 years. Since 2019, 2, 3 years, New York has went downhill. And I don't think it's going to be able to recover, specifically speaking, with the leadership we got now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, and let's continue on this conversation. Catch you guys later. Peace.